Nothing just surprised the Android community and dropped 4 brand new products today. We're talking about a new phone, the CMF Phone 2 Pro, and a whole lineup of earbuds, including the CMF Buds 2, Buds 2 Plus, and the Buds 2A. And honestly, some of the details they revealed are pretty interesting, especially the pricing and some of the choices they made with the phone. So, stick around because we're going to break down everything you need to know about these new CMF gadgets. Alright, let's dive straight into the main event for many people, the CMF Phone 2 Pro. First off, if you didn't know, CMF actually stands for color, material, and finish. A little detail that not everyone is aware of. This phone was just announced today, meaning if you were watching this right now, you can probably go and place a pre-order if it caught your eye. Now, for shipping, nothing says it's planning to start getting things out to people on May 7th, 2025. At least that's here in the United States. Now, nothing managed to pack a pretty nice display into this phone. It's a 6.7-inch AMOLED panel, and when it comes to brightness, you're looking at a max of 800 nits, which is decent, but get this, it can hit a peak brightness of 3000 nits. That's seriously bright for those sunny days. But, and here's a bit of a head scratcher, it seems that nothing decided to go with Panda Glass for the display protection instead of something from Corning like Gorilla Glass. A surprising choice there. Under the hood, the CMF Phone 2 Pro is running the MediaTek Dimensity 7300 Pro chipset. It's going to come with 8 gigabytes of RAM, and you'll either get 128 gigabytes or 256 gigabytes of internal storage. Now, the ports situation. Sadly, you won't find a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack on this one. Yeah, that's going to be a bummer for some folks, but they did include a micro SD card slot, which is becoming pretty rare these days, so that's definitely a win. And honestly, I kind of suspect that dropping the headphone jack is a not so subtle nudge to get people to buy their new wireless earbuds, which is what we'll be talking about next. Now, powering the CMF Phone 2 Pro, we have a solid 5000 milliamp hour capacity battery, which should hopefully get you through a full day of use. Nothing is also talking about their modularity with the CMF line, and I gotta say, modularity does feel like a pretty generous word for what you get. But you can still swap the back cover off, kind of like the previous CMF stuff. But they've also mentioned accessories like a wallet stand attachment and even an interchangeable lens. They specifically called out fisheye and macro options. And that could be fun to play with. Now, when it comes for pricing, in the EU, it looks like the base model will start off around 300 euros. But here in the United States, interestingly, they're offering a version with more storage for a lower price that starts around $280. And that's through the company's beta program that they've been running. Okay, moving on from the phone, because nothing wasn't just focused on smartphones at this event. They've also been working on what many people know them for, earbuds. We're getting 3 new models under the CMF brand, including the CMF Buds 2A, the CMF Buds 2, and the CMF Buds 2 Pro. These seem to be priced anywhere between $50 and $70, at least at launch, and that depends on the model you get. And just like the phone, it looks like they're planning to start shipping these out around May 7th. Now, let's quickly hit the highlights of each of these. The most affordable option, the CMF Buds 2A, is advertising some pretty big features for its price point, including 42 decibels of active noise cancellation and a 12.4 millimeter biofiber driver. That ANC spec especially is notable for a budget earbud like this. Stepping up, the CMF Buds 2 seem to differentiate themselves with support for spatial audio and Dirac Optio tuning for what they claim is clearer and more dynamic sound. For that bump in price, the top tier CMF Buds 2 Pro bring in features like high-res LDAC codec for better audio quality, full EQ customization, and support for hearing compensation. So the Pro model really focuses on the audio fidelity features. So there you have it with the rundown on Nothing's new CMF lineup. I find it pretty interesting that Nothing, who loves to remind everyone that they're a startup, is putting this much time and resources into developing a sub-brand like CMF. But honestly, I'm still not entirely sold on the main Nothing brand name itself when it comes to discoverability. Think about it. Trying to find information, reviews, or forum threads for a phone literally called the Nothing Phone 2. Having a phone series called Phone is already not intuitive, and then you slap Nothing in front of it. So if I'm searching for Phone 2 review or Nothing Phone 2 tips online, I can see how that would be tough to find specific results for this product. So maybe I can see why they're experimenting with the CMF branding. CMF Phone 2 Pro review feels much more specific and searchable than Nothing Phone 2 review. But hey, that's just my take. I really want to hear your thoughts on all of these new announcements from Nothing's event. I'm curious to hear if you're looking forward to the CMF Phone 2 Pro, or maybe one of those new earbud models that caught your attention. Share your thoughts and experience if you've had with Nothing or CMF down in the comment section below. I'll definitely be reading through them. And while you're at it, if you found this video helpful or interesting, then take a second to give it a like. It really helps the channel out. And definitely subscribe as well, so you don't miss out on more Android news content like this.